Hey guys, welcome back to another Bear Games how-to. My name is Malchu and we are still looking at Ancient Warfare 2. Last time we looked at general tips and info about farms and the quarry, and today we will be looking at each individual farm, the special things about them, what you need to research to build them, and so on. I will put a fancy graphic up now where I will link to the time of each specific farm if you want to skip to that. Otherwise, I will just go through all the farms now. So our first farm is the tree farm. It's a quite straightforward farm. It requires farming. This is how you build it. All of the farms are built like this mostly, and with a different tool in the middle. The farm harvests the trees within the bounds. Here you put in all the saplings you want, and here you can put in bone meal to speed the growing process. To harvest them, you need a lumberjack. That's just a worker with an axe, and that is the tree farm. Here we have the crop farm. It will have all your default vanilla crops, such as wheat, carrots, potatoes, melons, and pumpkins. It requires you to have researched agriculture, and once you've done that, you can build it in the engineering station using this recipe. The farm itself is pretty straightforward. It will harvest anything within its bounds when it's ready, or anything that drops in there. Resources will be the seeds and the carrots, everything you want to grow. And special resources, you can put in bone meal for faster growth. Of course, for the crops to grow, they do require water as usual, so be sure to have water every 4 blocks. Here we have the mushroom farm. Once you have researched farming, you can build it with this recipe. This is a wooden shovel here. The mushroom farm takes all vanilla mushrooms as well as nether stalk, but normal growing conditions apply, so they must be kept in the dark, and nether stalk must be on soul sand. To harvest the mushroom farm, we need a normal farmer. That's a worker with a hoe. Up next we have the fish farm. It requires, by no surprise, fishing, and can be built like all the other ones, but with a fishing rod in the middle. These are wooden gears and wooden planks. The fish farm is worked by a normal farmer, so that's a worker with a hoe. It'll just stand there and fish, and by default it will fish both fish and ink. So you get all this variety. Well, these are with mods, but by default you would just get the vanilla fish, of course. You can also tell the fish farm only to harvest fish or only to harvest ink. That way you can have specialized farms, or maybe you only need fish. Let's move on. Here we are at the animal farm, the most ruthless of the farms. It requires animal husbandry and is built with a sword in the middle. Pretty brutal. The animal farm will breed all your animals. So if you place breeding materials in here, it will breed them on and on and on and on until the resources are gone. It will harvest all the special resources such as wool and feathers and eggs or whatever else will drop. But you see I also have meat here, and that is because in the other tab you can specify how many max of every animal there should be. That means we will keep breeding more, but everything that goes over this number will be slaughtered for its delicious, delicious meat. Yummy, yummy. This is the reed farm. It requires farming, and once you've researched that, you can build it with this recipe with an iron shovel in the middle. Reed farms work exactly like crop farms, except they are for the more, let's say, complicated crops. That is reeds, cactus, and cocoa beans. So you'll probably want to make a separate reed farms for all of these, because they all have very specific growing conditions. The reeds must be placed on dirt or sand next to water. The cocoa beans must be placed on jungle logs, and the cactus must be placed on sand. These are harvested by a normal farmer, that is a worker with a hoe. And last but not least, we have the quarry. The quarry requires engineering and is built like so, with an iron pickaxe in the middle. It's operated by miners, that's workers with a pickaxe. And by default the quarry will harvest any material within its bounds that can be harvested by stone pickaxes. If you want it to harvest stronger materials, you need to upgrade it, and we will look at that in another video. The quarry will destroy water blocks it finds on the way, but if it ever lands on lava, it will stop there and not go through that. Those were all the farms as well as the fancy quarry. If you have any more questions about these or other aspects of Ancient Warfare that I haven't covered yet, or even if I have covered them, feel free to leave a comment and I will try and help you as best as I can. Of course, for more content, make sure that you subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!